it's Emily and welcome back to a really fun themed reading vlog. So this reading vlog is going to be themed around the Amazing Book Awards, which is what kind of kicked me back into reading at 12 years old. And so this year I thought I'd read all the shortlist books for the Amazing Book Awards and put a vlog up for it. Let's talk about the books that are in the shortlist. I'm being cozy with the blanket today. I'm just down. So I'll go through the books that I'll be reading hopefully over the next I think I've got 2 weeks plus 5 days, which is 19 days to read them, so that this vlog can go out on the Friday the 16th, which is the awards night for the Amazing Book Awards. We have The Lighthouse by Alex Bell, which is a fun little horror, I believe. If you've seen my TBR for the month, then you'll know what this is about, but it's about these two sisters that go to see their dad and his new family at a lighthouse, and things start happening. Then one of the sisters disappears and the other sister is the only person that appears to remember her sister, if that makes sense. That's that one. Then we have 16 Souls. So I took these out from the library because I thought this would be an easier way to acquire the books. 16 Souls by Rosie Talbot, is it? Yeah, Rosie Talbot. And this is about a boy, Charlie. I don't really know. I think he either hunts souls or stops them from being hunted. Apparently there's a bit of romance in here actually, but I believe that the author of this is a TikTok BookTok. It says star on the back here. The spookily swoony YA debut from BookTok star Merrowchild. So yeah, that's another one I will be picking up. It's also on my TBR for the month. Then we also have Why Is Nobody Laughing by Yasmin Rahman. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that, but she also wrote All the Things We Never Said and This Is My Truth, and this is about a teenage boy who wants to be a comedian but has anxiety and, you know, fears that no one will laugh, and so he can't say a joke without having a panic attack. So that's that one. Then we have The King Is Dead by Benjamin Dean, which I have the audiobook is on Scribd, so that's how I'm going to listen to it. I also have the e-arc from NetGalley, so I will be reading it like that. I think this is like a teen murder mystery. I've read from Benjamin Dean before the Me and My Dad at the End of the Rainbow, and I also do own a Super Secret Sunshine Project, if that's what it's called, somewhere on the shelf. The Secret Sunshine Project. But this is his first YA. Then we also have what else do we have? The Butterfly Assassin, which is just kind of a girl who's, I think it's set in the future. She's like an assassin, and well, she's trained to be, but then she runs away, and then I think people might try to hunt her down. I don't really know, but it sounds interesting. Kind of gave me like Alex Rider vibes, that sort of thing. And then the 6th and final book, hopefully I'll read in this vlog, is the one I've just started today, and that is The Stranded by Sarah Daniels. And this is a dystopian, which is why I started it today, because today is also the start of the dystopian readathon. And this is about a cruise ship that has kind of been rejected. There was a war in Europe. It's in like the near future, and there was a war in Europe, and this cruise ship has been they kind of ran away with refugees, but then they were kind of rejected from all around the world, so they've never actually gone back to land. They just kind of have essential drop-offs, like food drop-offs and stuff like that. And it follows, I think, 3 different characters at the minute. We have 3 different point of views so far in the book. It's just kind of their sort of society that they've created on this ship, and I think the main characters are 16 and they're trying to get off. So that's what I'm reading at the minute, which is why I've decided to start this vlog now. A little bit of context as to the Amazing Book Awards. They are a kind of Sussex-based book awards for schools to go to and participate in. So I got wood shavings in my blanket from the rabbit, but this is kind of based in, I think, Shoreham-ish area, but my school did it, and that's what got me back into reading when I was 12 years old, 13 I think I was, when it was the first actual awards night in 2013, and I have some amazing memories from it. And you get to meet all the authors at the awards night, enter competitions yourself, so I'm actually a trailer award winner. So me and my friend made a book trailer for Daylight Saving by Ed Hogan, which I have up there. We just had a blast filming it, but yeah, we won the award at the awards and have a picture with the author, but you get to meet all the authors anyway after. But people like Juno Dawson I've met 3 times now through the Amazing Book Awards, because her books have been featured. And yeah, just so many amazing books. River of Ink is one of them. I'm just trying to spot the others. And most of them are up on my top shelf because I have my series together, and most of them have been series. But like Terry I've met a few times. Anyway, I'll stop talking now, and just, yeah, I'll update you as I go through the books. I'm so excited by the Stranded one already. I have the audiobook on Audible because I couldn't source it anywhere else for free. So I used one of my credits, but that's when I had 5 to use. But I just thought, you know what, I'm kind of in the mood for it. But yeah, so far it's okay. We're just getting to meet the characters. Yeah, I'll update you with more reading updates. So it's a few days later, it's now June 1st, but last night on May 31st I managed to finish The Stranded by Sarah Daniels. So that's the first book in this vlog I finished before the start of June, which was amazing, so pat myself on the back for that. So yeah, I'm just working now today, but The Stranded, so I decided to give it a 3.5 in the end, because there are points where I was like really engaged, and then other points where I was just like, I don't really care what's going on at this point. This is about this cruise ship that's set in like 2094 or something like that. There had been a war 40 years prior, so around 2050, that sort of year. There'd been a war, and I think it was described as a virus war, and I think, yeah, it felt very COVID influence. I don't know if you remember that cruise ship that had like all the COVID cases on, and so they were like stranded on the boat at the start of COVID. Fun fact, my uncle actually organised the whole mission of getting everyone off the boat. Anyway, so yeah, so it's about on this boat, and it's like 40 years later and everyone's still stuck on the boat despite there being no sign of any viruses, but all the kind of countries have changed. There's now the Federate States, which is kind of like a separate version, like it's a kind of break off from the old United States of America. Follows 3 different characters mainly. It has kind of like 2 teenage point of views, and then one in the third person, which follows the commander of like the really evil people that are like keeping control of the ship. And basically if you do anything wrong, spread any news, like so that they're really like controlled on this boat, so any news that comes has to come from the captain or from the commander, like, and then so news is distributed like illegally through like flyers that then like that word, they just like destroy, and so if you do that and you're caught with that, then you're like treated horribly. Like, it's not just, you know, you're arrested, you're like tortured almost. And so there were points where like the action was happening and I was really engaged. Other times when it kind of like plateaued a bit, I was a bit like, didn't really care as much. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting read. I don't know if I'll continue the series, as it felt kind of like there was definitely, obviously it was written for there to be a sequel, but I didn't feel like I could happily just leave it there. I don't need to know anymore really, and the book isn't even out yet, the second one, The Exiled. But yeah, I think overall it was good. I think it's definitely a YA, and it's just confirming that I'm moving out of YA reading at the minute. This vlog's probably going to be interesting, seeing as though they're all YA books. It was okay, it was still like a good, like 3.5 is not a bad rating for me. There was a point where I got slightly confused, but I think that's because I was purely listening to the audiobook, and if I like stopped listening or like lost attention, like wasn't paying attention is what I'm trying to say, for a little bit, then I definitely found that I was a bit like confused and I didn't really care enough to go back. But then when I was actually really engaged, I found that actually if I did Sudokus on my laptop or listening to the audiobook on my phone, I found that really helped like me concentrate, and I actually was really into it when I was doing the Sudokus, and time went by so much quicker and I was just like absorbed in the book. But then yeah, like I said, it's kind of like 50-50. I was either really enjoying it or really just didn't care at all, so that's why I gave it 3.5. But yeah, this was the author's debut, so maybe the next one's better, or maybe I'll look into another series or book that she does in the future. But yep, I don't know what I'm going to read next. I think I'm either going to read either 16 Souls, The Lighthouse, or Why Is Nobody Laughing, a physical read, just because yeah, I feel like I need to get those out earlier, and then I can blast through the audiobooks at the end now. So yeah, so I'll catch up with you when I've made a decision and let you know what book I'll be reading. Hey, so quick reading update. So I know I said I'd jump in and tell you what book I wanted to read. I didn't pick. I ended up getting my friend to pick. I sent him a picture of the 3 books I have out from the library that I want to try and physically read while I can. I had the free day today, and he picked Lighthouse, and so I just read. I'm on page 182, so I've read 182 pages today, and I am enjoying it actually. I'm a bit mixed. I'm over like the overarching plot, like I'm enjoying. It's obviously YA, so the writing is for younger audiences, so I'm just trying to remember it's not an adult book. Like, there can be conversations that are like immature. They're like 12 and 15, the characters, so there's like the two sisters in this. So what this is about, it's about these two sisters. They get to see their dad like for 2 weeks in the summer holidays because their parents have divorced, and he's got his new family, and they're both ornithologists, I want to say, is that the word, that study birds. So they're on this like trip studying gannets, and on this like island rock thing in the Outer Hebrides, and people are like, the lighthouse is haunted, don't go there. And they meet this young boy who's out like hunting with his dad and a few other people hunting gannets on the island, and they're like, don't go in the lighthouse. And they go inside the lighthouse and stuff starts to happen. One of the sisters, the younger one, disappears, but then all of a sudden people don't remember who she is. They're like, who's Rosie? But yeah, that's what's pretty much on the back. That's not like a spoiler, that is what's literally on the back. However, we've only just got to the point, like the last page I read was, who's Rosie? Was when the dad says that. So it took that much to kind of be what's on the blurb. But I am intrigued, hence why I've read nearly 200 pages today. And I'll probably keep reading a bit more now. I know I have things to do. I have things to sort out. I go away tomorrow for my work trip, and I haven't really packed yet for that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, so I'll pack in the morning or like tonight. Priorities. I'm gonna keep reading this tonight now. I've got my instrumental playlist on, so I'm just gonna pop that back on. I want to get to at least page 200 tonight, and then that gives me, I think, about 140 pages left. So if I get to 200, that'd be good. I might be reading on the train journey tomorrow, who knows. I don't know if I'm actually going on the same time as my colleagues. If I am, then I won't just sit and ignore them, but it is also like a 3-hour train journey. Right, I'll leave it at that, and I'll catch up with you at another point. So it's been a while since I've updated. It's now Friday the 9th of June, so I was away with my work, on like a work sort of trip, and while I was away I did read and finish The Lighthouse, and I ended up giving that 4.5. I originally put 4.5, and now I'm thinking it's probably more of a 4, but then I did really enjoy it. I had a great time reading it. I was quite intrigued, like I was fairly hooked throughout, and yeah, I just enjoyed it, and it makes me want to pick up Charlotte Says, which is the prequel to Frozen Charlotte by the same author. I've read Frozen Charlotte and I really enjoyed Frozen Charlotte, so it was nice to read another one from Alex Bell, so I really did enjoy that. And then also on the train back yesterday I started from Benjamin Dean, The King is Dead, and I've literally just about 10 minutes ago finished that, so I thought I'd give a little update on these two books because I haven't updated in a long time. The Lighthouse, right, so these sisters, I think I mentioned what it's about. These sisters go to a lighthouse to spend the summer, or like 2 weeks of the summer, with their dad and his new family, and then things start happening. People are saying don't go into the lighthouse, and then one day one of the sisters disappears, and her sister, like the other sister, is the only one who can remember that she even exists. Yeah, and there was a big twist at the end that I didn't see coming, which is why I was toying with like 4.5 as opposed to 4, because I was like, oh damn, like I just was not expecting that at the end. Like, obviously I won't say what it is, but yeah, I was like, oh okay, surprising. And then the next one, yeah, so then The King is Dead by Benjamin Dean, which is one I was probably most anticipated to read from this TBR. So that's about a teenager who's a prince, and his father dies and he becomes the king of England, or the United Kingdom. He's black and gay, and I think people aren't very happy about that. And soon after his father's death, his boyfriend, like secret boyfriend, goes missing, and these mysterious notes start turning up. So it was a very interesting read because it was a mystery alongside as being like a contemporary, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I haven't decided what I'm going to rate it yet. I think I'm just going to give it 4 stars because I wasn't necessarily blown away, but then I don't know, maybe I'm just used to reading like Agatha Christie's, and this is obviously a young adult mystery, and it wasn't like solely a mystery. Yes, it was a mystery, but like it wasn't that, like that wasn't just what it was about. if that makes sense. So I'm going to fill in the spreadsheets now on my laptop and update Goodreads and all that, and post my little review. And then, oh, I do have some very exciting news to tell you. So while I was away, I was going to vlog my reaction, or well, sort of my reaction when I was away, but I just had no energy in the evenings to talk about it. And when I read the message, I was in my pyjamas and in bed. The ABAs reached out to me and have invited me along to bring a guest and come along as a VIP guest to the awards next week. So so it's a week today actually, goodness. And so I've invited the lovely Chloe down. So Chloe's gonna come and visit, and I'll probably end up vlogging the experience because I think it'll be so fun. And it's my birthday weekend, like my birthday's on the Monday and this is on the Friday before, so it's a nice way to kick off the weekend. Oh, I'm very excited, and I just couldn't believe it when I read it. I was like, really? So I'm so glad I'd already started reading the books, but now I feel like the deadline is even harder, the 16th of June. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it, but I'm very excited to go along and yeah, go to the awards again. And I might even see my old school. My brother was like, oh, you'll see the old librarian. I was like, really? Is he still there? And so I might see him, the librarian that essentially got me into reading by giving me that Patrick Ness book in 2013. Can you believe, no, was it 2013? Yeah, 2013. So it's just incredible how like these last like 10 years of me being a proper reader, but like being really into my reading, well, yeah, because of the ABAs and then Patrick Ness, World Book Night, my old librarian handing it to me for free. You know, those World Book Night copies that you can hand out. It's been a wild 10 years. I can't wait to be back. And my first ABAs was 10 years ago in 2013, so it's quite nice that this is the year that I'll be going back. But anyway, yes, so I have 3 books left to read: The Butterfly Assassin, Why Is Nobody Laughing, and 16 Souls. I might put on The Butterfly Assassin next just because of the audiobook. I don't know, actually, we'll see. My plans for the weekend: I'm fairly busy. Driving up to stay at a friend's tonight, Saturday night and Sunday night, because I'm going back to a uni social. It's at the end of the year wrap up social, and it's kind of something that I've organised, so I need to go sort things out this weekend, get ready for it. It's a barbecue, so I need to get everything for the barbecue, get all the meat, but obviously like veg alternatives, the, you know, buns, salad, all of that. Gas for the barbecue is a good start as well. But anyway, that's my plans for the weekend. I've just been packaging, while listening to the end of The King is Dead, up some Vinted orders. So I got 1 book, and then there's 6 books in here that someone has ordered from me, bought off my Vinted store. So I'm probably going to drop them off before I go, but I'm also going on a dog walk in half an hour. Aren't we, Murph? We're going out. I interrupted him looking out the window. Oh, are you coming out to say hello? Yeah? Come here. Oh, he's doing big stretches. Come here. Murphy. You excited to go see Hugo? You're gonna go see his friends. Oh, thank you for your paw. Yeah? Oh, you come and sit on my lap. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, it's like he knew the camera was watching. Who is it? No, not outside, not... When I say that, he thinks there's someone outside the window. But yeah, I'm just going to probably put on The Butterfly Assassin as an audiobook as I'm pottering around, just so I can get through another one quickly, and then focus on the other 2 next week. So yeah, I'm gonna go fill out spreadsheets and I'll check in with you later. Hey guys, so it is Thursday the 15th now, and so I technically have until tomorrow to finish these books because the award ceremony is tomorrow and Chloe's coming down, and yeah, I'm very excited for it, I can't lie. But I kind of wanted to have the books finished by like today. Anywho, a little update. I binged Why Is Nobody Laughing by Yasmin Rahman? Not yesterday. I binged it pretty much all on Tuesday night because me and Rebecca had... was Tuesday? Yeah, it was. Reading sprints together. So we binged it all out. I binged it all out on the sprints, apart from the last like 30 pages, which I finished yesterday at the start of my lunch break. Because the last couple of days when I've been in the office, I've gone, because there's a little patch of like grass, like a kind of little green area opposite like for my office. So I went and sat there the last 2 days to read, which is so nice because I'm not very good at taking lunch breaks, but when I go outside and read, it's quite nice to have a little break and just be completely absorbed in a book. Plus the weather has been beautiful. Like, I know everyone's complaining, but I love this weather. This is what I'm made for. I'm a summer girl. But anyway, Why Is Nobody Laughing? So I gave this, I think, 3.54. I'm kind of leaning towards 4. I'm not too sure. All that rhymed. So this is about this teenage boy, like young, I want to say young teenage, I can't actually remember his age, Ibrahim, and he is an aspiring comedian. He wants to do stand-up comedy like as a career basically. And him and his best mate Dexter, they enter this comedy competition, and during his like the first round, so there's multiple rounds, in the first round some like drunk guys that are like college kids like uni student age, they're quite drunk and they heckle him, and it kind of like puts him into like a panic attack, and he kind of just runs off stage, and he kind of tackles a lot of anxiety in this. I think it's quite good to have books like this that have topics such as anxiety, panic attacks and like depression at such like, I say such a young age. Like I think it's done well for the target audience, and I think it's good to introduce these sort of themes a little younger. So I think this boy's like 14 maybe, no 15 maybe. There are a couple of bits that I don't want to say anything without like spoiling anything that I was a bit like, I don't understand this. Like there's a character that's mentioned on the blurb. Until he meets Surah, he can talk to her, really talk, but well, she's strange, mysterious. She seems to know everything about him and appears whenever he needs her most. And so I kind of was just like, this character that is, you know, that's what it says on the back about her. She just like literally, I don't know if I was a fan of this character, to be honest. Like she was so vital for the plot and the character growth, but I also was a bit confused by her, if that makes sense. I don't know how to say anything else without giving away spoilers. Also the title, Why Is Nobody Laughing? Don't really understand that. I can understand that's kind of, he has anxiety that nobody will laugh, but it's not like he's ever had any experience apart from that one heckler at the start. Every other time he says a joke, everyone's laughing. And he appears to be quite a genuinely funny guy. But aside from that, it was good. Trigger warnings for this. Panic attacks. There's themes of suicide in this, and just like, yeah, anxiety, that sort of thing. So if that is a trigger for you, there's probably more. That one. So that means I only have one book left, which is 16 Souls, and I started this last night. I got to chapter 3, which is 29 pages in. So if I can binge as much of this out this evening and then to my lunchtime, and then hopefully, because I'm picking up Chloe from the station at like 5:05, so I kind of need this done before I finish work tomorrow. So tonight I'm just gonna crack on, and my lunch as well today. I haven't had my lunch yet. I'm going to try and read as much of this as I can. So me from the future editing, I either completely lost all the footage of me talking about the butterfly assassin, or I just didn't talk about it, which I think is unlikely because I remember talking about it. I have no idea. I have had some issues recently with sorting out like my files. Sorry, I'm just trying to get up my readings on a spreadsheet to remind myself what I rated it. So the butterfly assassin, I gave 4 stars. And I probably will continue the series. It was a fun little assassin kind of thrillery sort of thing. It's in like a sort of different society, and it was good fun, and it was kind of like a more dystopian Alex Rider kind of vibes. That's what I kind of got from it. And yeah, I definitely will probably pick up the second one at some point, probably not anytime soon, but it is a series that I do want to continue. I can't really remember much else to say about it because the date that I'm editing this is the 10th of July, so considerably after the 16th of June where I originally wanted to post this. I'll let you go back to Past Emily to talk about 16 Souls. So this one, I'll give a brief overview. I don't really know much about it yet. So far we've met our main character Charlie. He's a double amputee and he can see ghosts. I think because of when he died and then came back to life, as these, you know, that's kind of how it goes with these sort of books. Because he had a near-death experience, he can now see ghosts. I think it just goes from there. Ghosts are being hunted. He makes friends with another person who can see ghosts, and they kind of tackle the situation together. I think that's what happens. But I do really love the cover actually. Like you can't really tell because it's a library book and the shiny cover anyway. But there is like gold foiling and stuff, so it's a pretty cover. But yeah, it's the last one. I don't know why, it took me quite a while to read those 29 pages, and I mean it doesn't even start on page 1, it starts on like page 9, so I only really read 20 pages last night. But here, I can do it, I believe in myself. And with that, I'll catch up with you hopefully after I finish this. Okay, so Saturday morning, I went to the awards last night and it was so much fun. Chloe came down, literally didn't vlog anything with her, but I feature in her vlog, but for my vlog, yeah, I had such a lovely time and they made us feel so welcome. They've invited us back next year already, and so hopefully I can prepare a bit better next year and read the books a bit more in advance, because confession, I didn't finish 16 Souls. I got that far into it and then I got hooked into something at work. Then Chloe got an earlier train, so I didn't manage to finish it before the award ceremony. However, I still am going to finish it today. I'm about to sit down and focus on it and just read and hopefully get through all of it now, because I want to move on to my physical TBR. I did get my book signed by the lovely authors. So 16 Souls actually won, got the gold award. Silver award was the Butterfly Assassin, and the bronze award was The Lighthouse by Alex Bell. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling. So I took along with me The Secret Sunshine Project by Benjamin Dean, because Benjamin Dean was there, so I got that signed. So we literally went up to him like 3 times because I got my book signed, and then I realised I brought this with me because I bought books there and I didn't get the one I brought with me signed, so I was like, I'm queuing up again. I mean, the queue was only like 5 people long, so I could do it. But it was so lovely to chat to him beforehand. Well, all the authors were so lovely. But like, Benjamin Dean is so easy to talk to. Like, he's very easy and very chatty and very lovely. They all were really lovely. Don't get me wrong, they were all really, really lovely. But yeah, I just had such a lovely time. We went to the VIP buffet beforehand. I also took with me Frozen Charlotte and my tabs. I'm so glad she didn't mention the tabs, because I was reading through like the annotations and they were like, what I wrote was just no. It said happy reading on this one, and she said she hadn't seen one of these covers for a while because they've been like rebranded. Or like redesigned. And I also got a copy of The Lighthouse because this probably was my favourite one out of all of them. I'll do a proper ranking once I finish 16 Souls, and I'll stack them. But yeah, I actually really did like The Lighthouse, and so she signed the front of this one. Great meeting you. What else have we got? So this, I got 2 copies of this, one for myself. So this is Benjamin Dean's new book that doesn't come out for another month, and these were like the first finished copies that he said he's seen. So I got one for myself. He says he signed it to me, and this one is for a present for someone. I'm not sure if they know about it before this goes up. If they know about it, this clip will be in the vlog. If they don't know about it, well, you won't be seeing this. So we got a very special message in there for a very special person. And then Liz Kessler was the host, and this was her book that won last year, so the winner hosts the next year, if that makes sense. And so yeah, she signed that for me, and this is very different from what I've read from her before. I've previously read from her the Emily Winsnap ones when I was like 10, 11, 12 maybe, so I'm interested to see what this entails. It's about World War II and the Holocaust, so I'll give an update once I finish this, because I'm gonna go crack on reading it now. So it's me back again. It turns out I didn't wrap up this vlog either like I said I would. I did end up finishing 16 Souls that day, like literally just after I finished that like update, and I ended up giving it a 3.5. I can't remember why particularly. I don't know if I'll continue the series. If it appears on like Scribd or something, I'll probably listen to it as an audiobook, or if I see it in the library, then maybe I'll take it out. To wrap up this vlog, I read all 6 of the ABA book awards. I did finish 1 day late, so I can't believe that it's taken me this long to kind of edit this vlog and get it up. But so I thought I'd finish this off with like kind of ranking. I'll go through the kind of star ratings, and then I'll show you my little pyramid that I've made, because there's 6 books. It makes a nice little pyramid that fits my rankings. The first one I read was The Stranded, which I gave 3.5. Then I read The Lighthouse, which I gave 4.5. Then The King is Dead, which I gave 4. Butterfly Assassin, which I gave 4. Why is Nobody Laughing 4? And 16 Souls 3.5. And so I created this little, here we go, pyramid, and that's kind of the way I kind of ranked it in my head. Like my favourite, the next ones, and then the third ones. So yeah, that's my little kind of like ranking for all the books. I had such a fantastic time going to the awards, reading these books, and I'm really looking forward to doing it next year, and hopefully I'll be a bit more organised next year, can read them all a bit more in advance. As I have said that me and Chloe can go back next year, and we've already got the date, so as soon as the shortlist and long lists are announced, I will definitely be getting involved. I won't be reading all the long list, but for the short list I will be. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you're new around here. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon with a brand new video. Bye!